What does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
In God of War, the story is heavily focused on the relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus. But the question on everyone's mind is, who is Atreus' mother, Faye? It's a question the game teases you with, but unlike the latest Star Wars, this question does have a payoff. Now, before we begin, I gotta say, if you have any intention of playing God of War, turn back now. This isn't a game-ruining spoiler, but God of War is such a well-crafted experience that it's worth it to take the journey yourself. Still here? Okay then, let's go. Despite her being such an important character, we never see Faye in the flesh in this game. When God of War begins, Faye has already passed, and the long and often sidetracked journey to spread her ashes from the highest peak in the realms is the entirety of the game. We learn a lot of small details about Faye throughout the adventure. We know she can wield magic and is in tune with nature because she erected a protection ward around her family's home. We also learn from the dwarven blacksmith Sindri that Faye is a great warrior. In fact, the axe that Kratos wields the entire game was originally crafted for her. Also, she was married to the world's biggest crank, Kratos, so she had to have been both a major badass and the most patient and compassionate woman in the 9 realms. All these details add color to the story, but they don't truly reveal who Faye was. It's not until Kratos and Atreus reach their final destination that her true identity is revealed. Faye was part of a race of giants, who in Norse mythology are not all huge, some of them are more human-size. That explains her magical properties and warrior traits. But it's more interesting than that. See, the giants fled long ago to Jotunheim, and nobody has been able to get there since. When Kratos and Atreus finally arrive, they find a hall covered in ancient prophetic carvings that outline the entire journey the duo has just finished. It turns out Faye put them on this quest to fulfill the prophecy foretold by her people. Furthermore, we learn that Atreus is the name Kratos picked for his son. Faye wanted to name him something else.
The giants called me... Loki?
Yup, that Loki. Well, not that Loki, but you know. It's a bit of a surprise since the game hadn't made any allusions to it, and Atreus doesn't really display any of the makings of a trickster. In Norse mythology, Loki is half giant, the son of Faye. In certain tellings, Loki, who represents wildfire, is said to have been born when lightning struck leaves, and Faye is often depicted as being a nature-based magical being, much like Faye and her nature-based spells. It's a new twist on the mythos, obviously, but it solidifies Kratos' role in the world. In mythology, Odin himself adopts Loki, so it's possible we could see a showdown between real dad and stepdad sometime in the future. So there you have it. Faye is Faye, the mother of the infamous trickster god Loki. It doesn't seem like Kratos is going to be able to escape his ties to the gods anytime soon. For more on God of War and everything else in gaming and pop culture, subscribe to the FANDOM channel.